Hi, my name is Adam Shay, and I am the lead environment artist, as well as one of the gameplay programmers for this project. Since our game was based on the core mechanic of traveling between 3D and 2D realms, I began the project working on a fluid transition in gameplay. The concept for the 2D realms involved the character entering through power outlets, completing a small 2D platformer puzzle, and exiting out a different outlet that would lead the player in a previously inaccessible part of the 3D world. For the initial design, I created a pixelation effect into the outlet, and the camera would transition to facing parallel to the wall. The wall would then disappear and expose the 2D level underneath. The team found a few problems with this design, but the most pressing was that if the level was truly behind the wall, then the designers are confined to that one flat space. This could potentially inhibit the variety of 2D puzzles and where the player could travel. The team decided that the 2D levels should be their own levels completely, but still focus on the mechanic that the 2D levels will transport the player to different locations in the 3D world. The art style for the 3D world was meant to look semi-realistic and not stylized in any way to make the character stand out. Since our world is set in an old basement and the character is from the 8-bit era, the art assets were made to look dated and dirty. In this abandoned basement, tons of boxes are scattered around, which creates the platforming challenges. With more time, more assets can be added to the level to give more variation to the platforming. Other platforming assets include the spiderwebs, which were created as planes that are used for climbing. When designing the platforming with the spiderwebs, the designers ran into an issue where the camera controls became very difficult on a wall covered in spiderwebs. To fix this issue, I programmed a transition on the wall to be similar to the 2D levels, which greatly increased the player traversal. Creating the 2D level as its own level in Unreal enabled me to use a very different art style compared to the 3D world. We wanted this 2D world to starkly contrast the main level in the same way our character is juxtaposed with the 3D world's art style, hence the title, Juxtapixelation. Since the character is digitized into these levels, I wanted to create a neon pixel look, like the character's art style. The level is mainly comprised of primitive geometry and simple emissive textures, with a panner in the background material to give a sense of movement. The trigger is using an instance material that is able to swap the UVs when hit to point in the direction of the moving platform. Likewise, I programmed the platforms to swap color to clue the player into what the trigger is controlling. For kill states, I created a particle effect through electricity and programmed collision with it to reset the player to the beginning of the 2D level.